Okay, that was my introduction music. Thank you to Infraction music. So, hello everyone. Namaste. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Philip. Some people call me Premdas, but not really. Only I call myself that. Yes, let's start by humiliating myself, right? This is a message called, what did we call it here? This is Wholeness. Everything and everyone and nothing. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. This is appearing to appear. It is a play of light. Now, if you are watching this, nobody's watching it now, but even if you're watching it now, but if you are watching it later, then you must notice that there's no one in the screen. Oh, no one is inside of this computer. It is only a play of light, a play of color, a play of energy, vibration, sensation, just this. And that's it. That's the only thing that's happening. Whatever is appearing to appear. So thoughts are this, everything is this, everything is this. But we could break it down if we wanted to, just to cover all the bases. Thoughts are this, words are this, feelings are this, emotional reactions are this, physical actions are this, energy is this, itching my nose is this, sensations in the body, this, everything around me, my beautiful apartment back here. You see, you can't trust anything. This is an illusion. I think if I do this, I notice I could see my chair. No, it was over here. Anyways, yeah, so this is everything that is appearing. This is appearing. It is appearing to appear. It's not an appearance because an appearance is a thing. And this is not a thing. This sounds like a car commercial. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but it sure does sound like it. This is no thing appearing as everything. And of course, the message of Advaita Vedanta is there aren't things. No things. Not even one thing. There's just, yes, I was going to say earlier, if you look around, you would see colors and shapes and form. But as the Buddhist Heart Sutra reminds us, form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. So it sounds like two things, but it's actually one, and again, not even one. You see, I can even look here and say, oh, I got a little sunburn the other day. What do you mean thumbs down? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Hey. Anyways, yeah. So, okay, so what? How does this message benefit me? And of course, the unfortunate answer is it doesn't benefit you unless it does. Unless it does. Meaning that every body is perceiving life in a different way. So some bodies, we could say, there's a visceral sense that there is a someone inside of the body. For other bodies, there isn't even a sense of a body. There's not even a sense of a here or a there. And there's no sense of a me, an I am, a separate entity. There doesn't seem to be any person. Either that has been seen through to some degree, that the I am is an illusion. It's a phantom self. It never actually appears. The self never appears and says, "Hi, here I am. I'm the self." We can't really, if we were to open up the brain, we wouldn't find anybody pushing buttons or moving levers. Um, there isn't anybody in there, right? So all of this, look, it's just happening spontaneously, and whoa, and that's life. That's aliveness. That's the absolute. The absolute is appearing to appear, but there's no one doing any of it, and therefore it is innocent, empty, in a way pure. It's pure of self. Even if the character, we could call people characters, even if the character is very arrogant, very egotistical, like somebody I can think of in world politics right now, who we won't talk about, but yeah, even if it's a very arrogant character, guess what? No self. What? So, no self is different than being selfless. Think of any saint, I don't know, Gandhi or Mother Teresa or whoever, it doesn't matter. You might say, oh, they're very selfless. It doesn't seem that they are the normal human beings who go after a bunch of stuff and try to accumulate a bunch of wealth or a bunch of knowledge or a bunch of power or a bunch of, I was going to say money, which is also wealth, but it seems that they take their self and they put their self aside, and they are very giving and generous and compassionate and empathetic, and they're always serving someone else. How may I help you? How may I help you? How may I help you? Amma, think about Amma. She's great, right? She hugs people for hours. She doesn't even take a bathroom break. She and Satya Sai Baba created free hospitals, free schools, free education, right? So everything is free. Everything is freely given. Just like the sun never comes to you with a bill, never says, okay, you owe me this much money for all these years of service. It doesn't do it. Neither does water. I mean, yes, we do have to pay for water, but water itself is just freely given. Mother Nature is giving and giving and giving fruit and vegetables and nuts, dried fruits if you're Indian, and all of this. So this world, this universe is very abundant. It's very abundant. It's full. It's complete. It's everything. It's giving. It's giving. It's giving, and that is amazing. And therefore, nothing is missing. How could anything be missing when this is everything? So all there is what is. Anything more would be a story. Anything else would be a story. And remember, we're talking about the absolute which has no boundaries, no borders, no edges, no layers, no levels, no dimensions, no form, no time, no space. Body does what the body does, apparently. Different processes, physiological and psychological and biological. And that's just happening all by itself. And silence. Silence is always here. There's always actually sound too. It's really hard to find a space, especially these days where there's absolute silence. Even at night, maybe 1 a.m, maybe it's very quiet in your home. Depends if you live in the country or the city. But silence is always there, though. Whether or not there's noise, even if you went to Times Square or Piccadilly Circus, is that where it is in London? Even if you went there with all the humble and bumble, the rush and the hush, all the noise. By the way, this body didn't sleep much last night, but so even in the midst of a lot of activity, a lot of noise, a lot of people, still, it's all within the context of silence and stillness. In a way, we could say that all sound comes out of silence. If you think of music with notes and then rests, so it's like dun 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 dun, rest, dun 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 dun, rest. Without the rest, Without those spaces where there isn't sound, you wouldn't be able to create music, right? You would just have a drone. There was my chair, by the way, over here. Yeah, so we need space in order to create sound, and we need rhythm, of course. So dun 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 dun, and then we need melody, right? Dun 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 dun. So all of these different features of variety and difference are there with spaces and pauses, but there's no separation anywhere. All of this is one beautiful, amazing, dynamic. I look like Donald Trump a little bit doing this, but everything is just one dynamic nothing, believe it or not. And actually, you can't believe it. And that's okay because there isn't you. You're not doing it because there isn't a you. But it's, of course, it would be hard to believe that there isn't a self, that there isn't separation, because the illusion is so convincing. It really feels like I am here in a body and everything else is outside of the body, that I am a subject and everything else is an object. Even thoughts inside of my body are objects. If you want to put it in a dualistic paradigm of awareness, you would say that I am aware of. I'm aware of thoughts. I'm aware of words. I'm aware of sensations, vibrations, associations, perceptions, movement. I am aware. What is this awareness? Is there a self in that awareness? Turns out no. No one is aware. No one is aware. No one is thinking. No one is feeling. Oh, that can be quite shocking. It can also be quite relaxing and quite, what's the word? Quite a relief, right? To find out, not that me can find out, the me will never find out that there isn't a me. There's no one to know that there's no one, right? This is not about knowledge. This is not about knowing something. Vedanta means the end of knowing, the end of the knower, because all knowing is dualistic. I know this, I know that. Subject, verb, to know, and then object, something. This is the end of that subject-object paradigm, the end of duality, the end of binary, the end of spectrum, variety and difference, opposites. It's the end of that. It's the end of something that was never actually happening. There never was separation. This was always in a timeline. This was always whole. This is wholeness. Of course, there isn't a timeline. There isn't continuity. There isn't a before this or an after this. There's just this, right? This. Divine friends, as Tobias Ricardo says, divine friends. All there is this. By the way, I think I mentioned this in my last video. Pranam, pranam. I bow to my non-duality gurus, Alexis and Tobias, who of course aren't gurus, but wonderful human beings, wonderful beings of light and love and wisdom, and they are amazing. So stop watching me and go check them out. They are the Alexis and Tobias No Show. You can find them on their website and also on YouTube, and basically every platform of social media. They are everywhere. They're omnipresent, even though they say they don't exist. So what? What's next then? The mind might hear this message and then say, okay, now what? Now what? There's always a waiting. The me is always waiting for what's next. Waiting for a better experience. The me is a rejection of what is. It's saying, this isn't enough. This isn't wholeness. I don't feel whole. I feel like something's missing. I need to seek fulfillment. I need to seek that which is missing. And of course, it is seen at some point in a story, in a timeline story, that there is nothing missing, that this is wholeness. This is everything. This is nothing. Aliveness, immediacy. Everything is equanimously this. Divine mother without children. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, no one to be. No self. No one speaking these words, no one moving these fingers. Everything appearing to appear. Appearing to appear. And so many notifications on the phone, of course. So this is a message which says basically there isn't hope, because hope implies a future. I hope things will change in the future. I hope this will happen in the future. I hope I will become this or that or something of value in the future. I hope I will become special, right? The me wants to be special, which is so funny and ironic because there isn't a me and because everyone is this, so no one can be more special than the other. You can't brag about this. You can't say like, I have it and you don't, because every human being doesn't have it. That would be a possession. Everyone is it. Everyone is this. All there is this. What is and what is not, what is appearing to appear. Is this performative, by the way? I used to listen to a woman named Jack O'Keefe, who's also a very good teacher. And she said that teachers have become, I think mostly men, have become performative. Well, let me tell you something, Jack. You're right. I love Jack. Actually, I spent a good amount of time with her in 2010. Gosh, such a long time ago. I was on a 30-day retreat with her. In fact, I provided the music for that retreat. And then there was even talk about going to be with her at her retreat center in Costa Rica. But then my intuition at the last minute said, don't go, which I'm glad I listened to, because that retreat center, I think, closed, I think within a year, maybe sooner, I forget. So anyways, it would have been fun, would have been an example, but it wasn't what was, well, I was going to say meant to be, but I don't think anything's meant to be per se, but perhaps the character does have a sort of trajectory into an imaginary future that doesn't exist. But yeah, there's no free will, though. There's no one to have or not have free will. There's only what is appearing to appear. So no decisions are ever made. No chooser, no choice. There's just what is appearing. But anyways, going back to, I've been thinking a lot about one of her quotes recently, which was, you can only lose what you're not. That's very reassuring, because I think, people hear about ego death and dying, and, they get nervous. I don't know why. It's only death. You might disappear. Oh, that doesn't sound scary. But it's a very good reminder, even if it's slightly inaccurate, I would say. But it's a very good reminder that you can only lose what you're not. And in fact, it's a different way of saying what Ramana Maharshi said, which was, let what comes come and let what goes go, and find out what remains. Or we might say, find out what is. Discover, realize, pay attention to, be aware of what is. And of course, you are part of what is. I am what is. I am what is appearing to talk. I am what is appearing to move my fingers. I am what is appearing to make a video. But everything is what is. It's inescapable. It's so total, so complete, so full, such a perfect embrace that nothing is excluded, nothing is left out, nor could it be. It might sound like things are left out because we say no. The non-dual message says, well, not this, neti neti, or no this, no that. But we're only saying no to that which isn't. We're only saying no to illusions. Do you think a non-existent Santa Claus feels bad that we deny him? There's no Santa Claus. No Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. What? What do you mean? I don't exist? Ah. And then Santa Claus disappears. Yeah, there's no Santa Claus, right? Young children believe that there's a Santa Claus. They might write a letter to Santa Claus or leave him a plate of cookies and a glass of milk. But there isn't a Santa Claus. And there isn't a self. Equally so, you can't find Santa. Where's Santa? Hello, Santa. No Santa Claus, except at the mall during wintertime. And there's no self. You never find a self. No continuity. Where's the past? Somebody bring me the past. Where's the past? Oh, here it is. The past on a plate. No past. No Santa Claus, no past. No future, no past. Sorry, no Santa Claus. No here, no there. Now that's a tricky one, right? If we have things, if we have objects, then there's a subject-object relationship. Or we can look objectively at different objects in a room and say, oh, this is here, and the sofa's next to the chair, and the lamp is next to the TV, and these are all things. And all of these things take up space. And they have a relationship with each other within a room, within a context. But if there aren't things, which is what this is saying, implying, then there's no distance, there's no ordinal points, there's no A and B. It's omnipresent in a way. It's all one. If it's all one, then there isn't two. There isn't an other. And in order to have distance, you need two. There's not two. So then there's just this. And again, I am here and now. That's all really part of the illusion. If I am, then I need to be in a location. So it's the end of locationality. I am here. I am here in this body. I'm not 5 feet away from the body. I'm apparently in the body. And I'm apparently now, which is about 3:10 on a Tuesday afternoon. I am here and I am now. That is shown, revealed to be an illusion. So no continuity, no locationality, no autonomy. There's no one to be found. Anybody in there? So no chooser, no choice. Coffee or tea? Coffee. It just happens. There might be preferences for the character, but it's just happening all by itself. No one is choosing to act this way right now. Why would they? Why would they be? There may be that illusion too. Oh, I'm going to act more serious now. Or I'm going to act my age, whatever that means. Or I'm going to, oh, we're at a party. I'm going to try to be more fun. Hey, ha, 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 ha. That's all part of that dream of separation, that illusion. No one is pretending. No one is pretending. No one is. So I like this acronym CLAP. No continuity, no locationality, no autonomy, and P, just to finish the acronym, no person, no subject, no object, no me, no you, no I, no other, no person, no thing. You are not, as Nisargadatta said, you are not what you think yourself to be. You're nothing perceivable outside of the body, nothing perceivable and nothing conceivable. You are the absolute, which in a way makes all perception possible. Without the absolute, nothing would even be perceived or conceived. There would be, again, this is a dualistic sentence being said, but how do we know? We don't know anything. But apparently, in the dream of separation, I know that this is a hand. I have learned to call it hand. In a different language, it's called something else. I think mano, or is that brother? Mano y mano or something? But I don't know. Anyways, my point is there's this. And we've called it something. We've labeled it. And then we've learned that. We've learned to call this a hand. Hello, Mr. Hand. Well, hello there, Mr. Philip. How are you today? I think you've had too much coffee or you can't stop moving your hand. Yeah, you should meditate more. Wow, am I really doing this right now? See, I'm definitely not choosing to do this. You've had too much coffee. I know, you're right. You should meditate like me. Om. Om. What are you doing? Is that Spanish? No, that's Sanskrit, I think. Anyways, I digress. Non-dual entertainment with sock puppets. Without the socks, just not sex puppets, but sock puppets. Yes, just hands moving. Okay, we should probably stop. Am I embarrassed? I don't know. Am I turning red? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think anyone watches these videos, so I put them out here. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh no, I'm going back into me, into the me story. Me is story, story is me. It's about me. It's about me. I was born. I've been living. I'm having experiences, and one day I will die. Who am I, though? Who am I? Is there anyone inside of the body? Hello? Hello, mate. No one inside. No one inside. And if there is, now right now I'm talking to a computer screen. If another person appears, hi, how are you? Good. Having a good day? Yeah, all good? Good, okay. This would probably speak a lot differently. Unless for some reason Tim Kliss showed up, or Tony Parsons, or I don't know, Alexis or Tobias. Hi guys, how are you? But also this would speak differently then too. There's always an apparent relationship. Relationship implies two. But the appearance of relationship, the appearance of two, can apparently happen. All right, it's a good place to stop. No beginning, no middle, no end. This. So the caveat, or the thing that contradicts everything that I just said, just to let you know, this morning, so every morning this body wakes up at 4 a.m. and after it feeds the cat and the dog, it does yoga for about maybe half an hour. It does the same asana flow, and then it meditates for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then it sings, it chants, it plays harmonium, and it sings for maybe another 15 minutes. So it's about an hour practice. And yeah, so all of that happens by itself. No one's doing it. There's no doer. But in the appearance or the experience of that, it can seem to feel very deep, that one can go very, very deep. And it can appear that everything gets quiet, everything expands, everything is seen as emptiness and fullness and unconditional freedom and unconditional love. Open, honest, vulnerable, transparent, unconditional freedom and unconditional love. Be good to yourself. Much love. Namaste.